Alright, so come with me as we go on a private tour of the city palace of Jaipur. Before we take a look at the city palace, let me give you a quick overview of the design of the city of Jaipur. Founded in 1727 by Maharaja Sawai Jai Singh, Jaipur was built on a precise geometric grid, where most roads met each other at right angles. Now there are actually two theories about how Jaipur's urban plan was conceived. The first theory suggests that the city was designed around a single strong axis, running all the way from Chand Pole or Moon Gate to Suraj Pole or the Sun Gate. Now perpendicular streets were made to intersect this axis at 90 degrees, creating a series of rational blocks and marketplaces within the city. So that's the first theory, but the second theory is the most widely accepted one. This theory states that Jaipur was designed according to the Vastu Purusha Mandala derived from Vastu Shastra and Shilpa Shastra. According to this concept, the city was divided into 9 square blocks representing the Navgraha or the 9 divisions of the Hindu cosmos. However, because the Aravalli Hills were on one side, one block had to be slightly shifted, giving Jaipur its final form that we still recognize today. At the heart of this layout stood the city palace. This is the home to the royal family. So today let's explore this palace and look at the spaces that the Maharajas of Jaipur have called their home for generations. Now before we continue with this vlog, I have a small request. 75% of the people who watch my videos are not subscribed. Honestly, the subscribers, the numbers help the channel grow and reach more people. So if you could subscribe, it's completely free and it would really help this channel. And now without further wait, let's go in. Now right here is a beautiful illustration of this palace. I start my tour from this gate and then enter this first courtyard. Okay, so this right here was the Mubarak Mahal. This was a place to welcome guests. They stayed right here, there were performances that happened here. So all the entertaining happened in this particular space, in this particular building. Just like the city of Jaipur, this building also has a square plan, and then this square is further subdivided into 9 smaller squares, revealing a very symmetrical and beautiful design inside. When you look at it from the outside, you see beautiful carvings all around, whether that's on the arches or the balconies. It was designed under the guidance of architect Chiman Lal in 1900. Since it was for the guests of the Maharaja, it was truly intricately designed. Today, it houses a gallery on the lower part of the building and curatorial offices on the upper part. Today, if you actually look up and see, you would actually see an art installation here. This is by the Jaipur Center for Art. So this is one of the exhibits for it. It's a very interesting one. There are these flowers that are sort of just bursting out of these windows. So it's quite interesting to look at. Next up, we make our way to the next courtyard. We enter through this beautiful gate called the Rajendra Pole. Notice the 2 stone elephants on either sides. And there were some lovely guards to greet us in as we make our way to the next pavilion. So this space is called Sarvato Bhadhra. So Sarvato Bhadhra literally translates to a perfect square. This was basically the Diwane Khas or the hall of private audience. So the Maharaja could hold court here with his officials and noblemen. Where the other building was more of a guest house, this one is a space for formal events, hosting dignitaries. So all of those formal events, the royal events used to happen here. Alright, so there's also something very interesting inside this particular space. Let me show you. So it's a beautiful space right here, as you can see, beautifully decorated. You can see the frescoes on the walls, on the ceilings. It's really something else. But what I really wanted to show you were these. So these right here are containers made entirely of silver. They are huge. They're actually considered the largest of their kind in the world, made completely out of silver. And they were specifically created to hold Ganga Jal. In 1902, when King Edward VII was being coronated in London, the Maharaja of Jaipur, Savai Madho Singh II, was invited to attend. So these silver vessels were made and filled with Ganga Jal so it could last him 3 months on this trip to London. There's also an interesting story that there weren't 2 but actually 3 vessels, and during the voyage to London, the sea got so turbulent that one of them was thrown into the sea as an offering to the gods, and then the sea calmed down after that. Next up, we are going to the Chandra Mahal. This is where the royal family lives, and it's interesting because each floor here is designed on a different theme. Now, usually most people don't get to see this part of the palace, so let me give you a bit of a sneak peek. This space was probably where the king could greet his private guests. Okay, so we are right now at the third floor of the palace. This particular room is called the Shobha Mahal. Now, this room is covered with reflective glass, with reflective mirrors on the walls, on the ceiling, and all of this is actually from the 19th century. At the center of this room is a traditional royal seating, and there is seating for guests on each side. By the way, this place doesn't just have mirror work, it has beautiful gold on its walls, even rubies and emeralds. But I wasn't just looking at the lavishness. My eyes went straight to the smaller details. Okay, so I actually love details like this. If you look at the door, so you look at these shutters, you can actually just take this and you can move the shutters like this very easily. Honestly, these are the small crafty things that used to happen with all elements of building design, which we have sort of lost today, but you always appreciate the beauty of one when you see it. After spending quite some time in this beautiful space, I made my way to the next floor, and to probably one of the most beautiful spaces I have ever seen. Okay, so this right here is the Chhavi Niwas, or the famous blue room of the palace. We are right now on the 4th floor of the Mahal, and the walls, the ceilings, everything here is filled with beautiful frescoes, everything in blue. It is believed that initially this room was created as a retreat for queens during the summer and monsoon season. It hosted gatherings and sometimes even transformed into a place for dance and celebration. Painted in striking blue and white colors, it features various motifs drawn from nature and celestial elements. So one of the beautiful things about this space is it's actually open from all 4 sides. It's very well ventilated, and because it's open from all 4 sides, you actually get brilliant views of all the spaces. So if you come here, right there you can actually see the Jantar Mantar, you can see the other spaces of the palace. And if you actually come with me, on the other side, it opens up onto this beautiful terrace. I don't know if you can hear them, but this beautiful terrace opens up onto the beautiful garden, the garden which is filled with peacocks, and it overlooks the Govind Dev Ji temple. So it frames the entire view of the space. Honestly, being in this space with the lovely breeze was a beautiful experience. But we had more to see, so on to the next floor. Okay, one of the interesting things about this entire place is that the entire vertical circulation happens through ramps. Okay, so finally we are on our way to the final room of the palace that we're allowed to see today. And that is the Shree Niwas, another room covered with beautiful mirrors. So we're right now in Shree Niwas. This room is covered with mirrors and reflective surfaces. All of this dates back to the 18th century, and this right here is the 5th floor of the Chandra Mahal. Honestly, this space was breathtaking as well. And it was interesting to see the craft and the symbols and the motifs all around us. All the doors here have this glass panel, and here you have these illustration. This is there on each and every door, and I just think this is so pretty. Okay, so there's something very interesting that happens in this room. Let me show you. Okay, so right here he's actually lit candles in this room, and what this does is, because everything is reflective around here, these candles are reflected on all the pieces of glass here, and so just a few candles and just a few lamps can light up this entire room. The colors inside, especially when the lights were put out, were incredible. And that was it, you guys. That was my tour of the City Palace of Jaipur. It's honestly such a beautiful space. I want to thank the people at the palace and the museum for inviting me and giving me a tour of this beautiful space. Have you ever been here, and what do you think about its design? Let me know in the comments below, and subscribe to Bless Dark for more such vlogs. Also, where should I head next? Maybe somewhere in Jaipur or some other city? Let me know in the comments. And for the love of design, keep exploring.